Half-ruined castles, ancient towns, mysterious caves. Every year, archaeologists find hundreds of artifacts. To find the truth and unravel what's left to us from our ancestors, the crew of Archeology Mystery of History program, together with scientists, are investigating objects found on site of historic events. Watch our program and get ready for exciting discoveries.
The capital of Kazakhstan is located in the upper reaches of the Ishim River. The riverbed stretches for 500 kilometers from east to west across the steppes. The Nura River runs closer to Ishim in the area right next to Astana. The distance separating two rivers here is only 40 kilometers. The steppes of the Nura-Ishim interfleuve, enriched with diversity of herbs and plenty of water sources, were attracting people since ancient times. Settlements of the Stone Age, monuments of the Bronze and the early Iron Ages, medieval wintering sports, these are the proof of this. The history of archaeological research in central Kazakhstan is tightly connected with the name Kemal Akishev. Mentored by Alkay Margulan, he began his studies of archaeology in late 40s of the 20th century, taking part in excavations of necropolises of the Bronze Age, Begazi and Sangru. During the period of the Virgin Lands campaign, he began his independent scientific work, researching the northern and central regions of Kazakhstan.
Когда в 1954 году началось освоение целинных и залежных земель,
in 1954, when the Virgin Lands campaign began, there was a law, in fact it still exists, that these territories must be first inspected by archaeologists to prevent destruction of archaeological objects. For 3 consecutive years, summers of 1954, 55 and 56, the Department of Archaeology conducted an inspection of the northern, central and southern regions of Kazakhstan. Over the years of Virgin Lands expeditions in the northern regions of Kazakhstan, scientists registered 300 archaeological monuments. About 200 sites were excavated during this period. The results of this research were summarized in book Archaeological Map of Kazakhstan. This book remains the most important reference book to these days. It includes 5,000 monuments with their geographical coordinates, brief descriptions of all that was recorded. There is another notable event associated with Kemal Akishev: the discovery of the first golden man, which later became a symbol of independent Kazakhstan. Kemal Akishev concentrated his efforts in the topics of steppe civilizations and archaeology of central Kazakhstan. In 1997, a renowned archaeologist was invited to the new capital of Kazakhstan. He was ordered to research archaeological sites in the Akmola region. The scientist began searching for a mysterious city on the shore of Lake Buzukti. He learned about this settlement from Russian historical archives. It was a long search. The ancient settlement was found by accident in the area marked by Virgin Lands pioneers with geodesic sign. The following year, a field camp of the Ishim archaeological expedition was set on the left flat plain of Ishim. Kemal Akishevich invited his graduate students who were working with cities of the Silk Road in southern Kazakhstan. They have worked with us for many field years. Every year we would stay there for 2 months, setting up a large camp. An ancient settlement in the Ishim region was named Bozok. It became some sort of a brand of Astana, used as a confirmation of the ancient historical roots of the capital of Kazakhstan. For Kemal Akishev, Bozok became the main archaeological site for many years. Another great achievement of Kemal Akishev is creation of the Department of Archaeology at the Eurasian National University. He worked there until 2003, until his very last days. After he died, the university's management decided to form an archaeology research institute within the department, naming it after Kemal Akishev. In 2005, the Academic Council and the chair of Eurasian University officially opened this structural unit. Ever since then, I'm serving as the director of this Institute of Archaeology. The institute has chosen the main direction of its activity, researching steppe civilizations. Today, students and associates of the outstanding archaeologist Kemal Akishev work here. Valery Voloshin is specializing in monuments of the Stone Age. The territory of Kazakhstan was inhabited by people over 1 million years ago. Scientists assure us that humans lived in northern Kazakhstan 3 or even 500,000 years ago. However, there are almost no traces of material culture left.
А у нас костных остатков человека нет на территории Казахстана, не найдено. И мы не можем представить, какой из видов известных науки.
There were no bone materials found in Kazakhstan. We can't imagine which of the species known to science lived here and at what period. Not a single tooth or skeleton or skull of ancient people was found. This is due to the fact that climate and geology in Kazakhstan is very problematic in terms of preserving remains of bones in general, not just human bones. The oldest objects proving human presence was found in Batpak settlement 120 kilometers from Astana. The tools of ancient men were found in settlements of Arshala, Akkoshkar, Mamai, Kamenka and others. These sites date back to the period of 400 to 700,000 years ago. Scientists concluded that the most probable period of humans settling in Nura-Ishim region was 700,000 years ago. During the era of stone tools, men here were hunting for rhinoceroses, giant deer, horses and mammoths.
Мы можем только судить по тем орудиям, которые мы находим.
We can build assumptions based on tools we find. These tools belong to Homo sapiens, but there are also spikers, scrapers and other things that are characteristic of the Neanderthal man. They are pretty simple. There are large hand-chopped axes, the axes that these acanthophens made here, or pithecanthropus, or upright man, as anthropologists say. The culture of people inhabiting the territory of modern Astana during the Bronze Age is represented by findings of Kuy-Genjar burial ground. Large mounds can be seen here on the right bank of the Ishim River next to the Kazakh cemetery.
Объект, на котором мы сейчас находимся, он представляет собой могильник, состоящий из...
This object is a burial ground consisting of 5 burial mounds and a number of smaller mounds. Excavations of this complex were first carried out in the mid-90s by archaeologist Voloshin. Then in 2005 we completed examining this burial mound number 1. There was nothing outstanding in these mounds. They were repeatedly looted in antiquity. It's the structure of the Kuy-Genjar barrow that provoked the interest of scientists. The place chosen for the mound was outlined by a 4-meter thick stone circle with a diameter of 32 meters. Inside the circle there was a stack wall made of salt strata. The most colorful part of the Kuy-Genjar barrow is the mound itself. It consists of blocks of ochre blue clay.
Здесь мы видим очень пестрая структура у нее. Это нас формировалось из земли, которая была...
Here we see it has a very interesting structure. This mound was formed with soil, which builders of the mound dug out from the ditch and laid in the form of a mound. However, since the burial of a nobleman required much bigger scale, they were definitely using clay, which could have been brought from the coast from the floodplain of Ishim. The clay was carried in the form of blocks. They would make clay blocks, put them in wicker baskets and take it to the site by horse and lay them down in such blocks to create a mound of a required shape. These burial mounds belong to Saka period. They are about 2,500 years old. On the territory of the Akmola region, medieval monuments, Kazakh wintering sports were already explored. Azamat Dukumbayev, a young scholar, is the one researching the settling culture of nomads.
На примере реконструкции можно понять.
By reconstructing the site, we can understand the layout of Kazakh dwellings of that period, learn about social-economic structure, find out how many people could live on this particular site, figure out material culture, which household and everyday objects were common for these settlements. In each region of Kazakhstan, wintering sports have distinctive features. In East Kazakhstan, they were built of stone and flagstone. In northern and central regions, from wood, adobe bricks and turf.
Самые теплые, это, конечно же, в Южном Казахстане, но у нас...
In southern Kazakhstan, conditions were less harsh, but here they found ways to make their dwellings warmer. Utility rooms were placed at the entrance to the dwelling, meaning in order to get into living area, they were passing through the corridor going along koshara or wintering for cattle, malkora. This unification of both utility and living areas under single roof enabled to preserve the heat during cold winters. The Archeology Department of History faculty of the Eurasian National University, named after Lev Gumilov, is headed by a young scientist Ulan Umitkaliev. He participated in archaeological expeditions in East Kazakhstan, studying mustached mounds of the Tasmala culture of central Kazakhstan. Among our faculty members are renowned scholar Jaken Taimagambetov, who specializes in the Stone Age, Talgat Mamirov, the expert on the early Iron Age, Hakan Ongaruli, archaeologist Darhan Baitleov. Together with these specialists, the department prepares and publishes its materials. Publications are available on highly ranked international magazines' databases. We are working toward multi-dimensional perception of Kazakhstan's archaeology, not just from the scientific standpoint. It should be comprehensive for common people. It must become a popular science. The Department of Archaeology and Ethnology has also launched the Laboratory of Archaeological Reconstructions. This is where artifacts are processed and stored. Undergraduate and graduate students of the university are actively involved in the work of the laboratory. In the course of 4 years, Pavel Kucharev participated in 7 expeditions. During this time, he decided on his research topic. Initially, I was concentrated on studying arrowheads, but over time, after I was already working on my thesis, I became interested in the general study of the military affairs of the Scythian and Saka tribes. I'm interested in what wars were waged, their methods and tactics, the weapons nomads used. Gulzad Belalova researches the art of the early Iron Age, monuments of the Tasmala archaeological culture. The artifacts of this period indicate that the nomads of the Great Steppe had statehood.
Эта культура, она распространена в основном в центральном Казахстане.
This culture is mainly spread in central Kazakhstan. It has its own local features. Mir Kasimovich Kadyrbayev was the first to research this culture. He singled out this culture as a separate phenomenon. He was also the first one to study the art of this period. The library of the Eurasian National University stores more than 2,000 works of famous archaeologists, archival documents and reports of the first archaeological expeditions.
Перед нами это вот архивный документ Кемаля Акишева.
Here we have archival documents of Kemal Akishevich Akishev. These are excavations of the well-known Beshatur mound, which is located in the Almaty region. It is 1954. Before computers, nothing like this was available. Therefore, sketches like these were made by hand. Later, they were copied here. Kemal Akishev believed that archaeology is not just a science. It is the thread connecting past and present. The history of the Great Steppe still contains many secrets. They are to be revealed by those who are guided by desire to unravel the unknown.